Okay, so real story.
Like Gary Coleman?
Well, that too, but here's a real story. So I was supposed to go to Chicago Lab School when I was I guess about 8. I'm from Chicago, by the way. And they offered my mother this real good deal because she worked for Board of Education. And she said she didn't see a reason to spend that money on me. She wanted to go traveling. So she took money that was actually left for me by my father and she went traveling. So none of that money went towards me. I got none of the benefit of what I could have become and done with that, right? And I just feel like that was so self-centered that she couldn't have loved me that much. That's just the way I took it, right? So what I'm saying is, I'm on some level, I'm with you, Coach Chris, in that she's taking care of her kids. As a mother, I know we will do anything to take care of our kids. We do a thing sometimes we don't want to do. We hope God doesn't know we did, but we'll do it to take care of our kids. The question is, what is she doing with that money? Is she also thinking about the work that had to be put in by the kid? So if he continues to do this, let's say he becomes whoever and he starts to grow up in this life, are they going to set up a fund and make sure that it's his money and that it's only available for him as a trust when he's of age? Or is it by the time, like you said, Gary Coleman, by the time he gets of age and he spent his whole life being what they wanted him to be, now he can't do what he wants to do. He's got to start over. That's the only thing I'm thinking about as my feelings about what the parents are doing. Are they just doing it for their own gain and they're using the kid, or are they really thinking about how can I do this? Because children that go work in Hollywood, I found this out because I was trying to get my grandson in. If you, the parent, take your child for those auditions and you have to sit on set with them all day, right? They actually allow you to take a certain amount of the money as your pay for right doing your job. But
Right.
the other part of the money, you're supposed to put it in trust for the kid because the kid did the work, right? So that's what I'm talking about. I get that she's doing this and she's living on the money, right? That makes sense. She should do that. But what part of that money is she putting away for this kid's well-being? It
Well,
shouldn't just
that
be all about her game.
valid point. There's
Well,
no way to.
she's reinvesting it for the kid's lifestyle with his attire, his wardrobe, the shoes that he's going to grow out of.
For
That's
how
part
long? For how long, Frederick?
For as long as it takes.
as
For
long
as
as she
long as it
can,
takes.
as long as she
She
can,
she she's gonna roll with this as long as it takes. Because like I say, this is her, you know,
it's her
doing what she
livelihood.
can for her son. She's actually had him in at concerts for a certain rap artist that's down there in Florida, and they bring him on stage and they celebrate this kid. So she's getting paid something. And what she's doing with the money, I wouldn't tell nobody what I'm doing with the money either. Because, like you said, maybe her family's coming up saying my light bills due.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got your
Well,
money
well.
information. Now you got your money information all on the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then now she's gonna put herself and her son at risk.
Mm-hmm. I
You
agree
make
with
a good
that, and
point.
I'm not saying
You make
she
a good point.
should. I'm just saying I hope. My hope would be that she is looking out
Yeah.
beyond herself right now.
I'm
You know the
thinking like I'm thinking
kind of
I'm
woman that
thinking
she looks
lifestyle
like
right
she
now
is.
though.
I'm sorry, the kind of woman that she appeared to be taking care of her son the way she is doing. I have reason to believe she would do exactly what you're thinking. You know,
Okay,
Coming
then.
coming from the perspective of a son, I believe that the kid will grow up to want to be like his dad, and if his dad is going to have this lifestyle, he's going to probably want to get the same lifestyle. So he'll probably end up growing into like having the tattoos and the gold teeth the same way his dad is or does. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's what his dad does, but like from the pictures we saw, you know what I mean? Like they have him as baby pictures. He'll probably grow up into that too. So I
Great
don't know if that's
likelihood,
yeah, I don't know if that's
Well,
okay for you guys for like, more people to be growing up like that, but it's where
but
he's
not
from. So
always. Not always. My look, I was married to a preacher. Not never one of my children decided to go to the church. So I'm just saying.
well, that and I was talking about lifestyle. Maintaining that lifestyle. What is going to take to maintain that lifestyle?
keep him
Well, yeah.
keeping him relevant. That's what's going to maintain that lifestyle.
And she's going to have to be, if she's savvy and as smart as we think, well, she's going to have to keep herself educated as to what's up and coming and what's new. And so she can keep him up on it, so she can keep reinventing him, right? Because we all know that these things are with the stars are fad, and they've run out of, another one comes right behind them. Somebody copies it. So she's just going to have to keep inventing what's necessary to keep him
Keep them
fresh
relevant.
and
Yeah, keep
relevant.
them relevant.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the baby is still one. So as long as she buying fresh diapers,
I agree. You buy him some pablum. You're right. At the
Well,
end of
like I
the
say,
day,
I didn't see no dirty diapers. The room seemed
Yeah.
pretty clean. The closet seemed pretty clean. I'm
right?
good. I'm good. I'm good. I didn't see anything that looked abusive. I'm good. I'm good. Like I say, for me being in the situation I am as a dad, my son is on the show right now. You can look at him and see he grew up to be a great young man, as much as you know from now. If you meet him in person and you talk to him in person, you would agree with me. I'm not just saying that as a biased dad, but I'm just saying it because of compliments I get from other folks. I would do whatever it
I
takes.
believe it.
If I had to put a tattoo across his forehead, say, "Don't fuck with me," I would do it.
Well, but you said the key thing here. The child has not been, as we see, abused. Remember, what was the first thing I thought? I thought
I'd,
she
I'd have to
really
be one.
tattooed him.
I'd have to be one for you to do that, just so you know.
Oh, you would have been one.
Oh, that's
You would have
right.
been
I
one.
heard
If
that.
I knew I
You're
could
not
have
doing that now.
Not now.
made some money out of that, you would have been one.
Oh my God! But you understand when you said once you explained that they were washable tattoos, my angst went away. I really thought upon originally
I
seeing
did
it
too.
that they were torturing this child,
No.
with a needle and ink. But once it's washable, okay.
And that's why I say I don't have a problem with it, because it's not permanent.
I mean,
It's not a
it,
permanent tattoo.
it's
And what she's doing, she's exporting her son on something that's done at, amusement parks. She's taken to another level because that's
I
her
was about to
art.
bring that back up.
Her art is basically, I'm an artist. I'm gonna put this art on my son. People love it. They're paying me for it, no matter how stupid you think these people are. I got over 1 million views on this thing. This is what I'm gonna roll with. It's genius.
Sure.
It's freaking genius.
I get
just,
it.
And the bottom line is, I would do the same thing. I wish I thought about that 27 years ago.
I hear you. Look, I'm not mad at you. I mean, if on a very simple level, I own the beauty salon, and I made sure I had 2 daughters, make sure their hair was always perfect, because I didn't want anybody to see this hairdresser with,
happy-headed kids.
Just know
if kids. You got it.
If it was 27 years ago, he would have had me dressed up as Ice Cube back in the day.
Yeah, you'd have been
He would have me a Raider gear looking like straight out of
Culver City. Straight out of Culver City.
Right.
Straight out of Culver City. Straight out of business.
All right, well, listen.
See,
Have we exhausted this?
I think so.
I think so too.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. So
we'll sign off.
We'll sign off. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sir Frederick, spiritual counselor, life coach here at the Men's Lounge LA, and
I'm Coach Chris, entrepreneur and proud father. Glad you guys were able to join us. This was actually a lot of fun.
It was.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, Andrew and Rita, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.